Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are going to talk about how to survive the holidays. PsychologiQuil, a focused mental health discussion. We do this about once a month or so, either when events in real life, such as the holiday season coming up, or the game motivates us to talk about these topics. As a disclaimer, I am not your psychologist. I am not a licensed medical professional, but that does not mean that I don't have boots on the ground and I don't understand how to be a fellow human being and how to navigate this crazy world that we all live in. I've talked about how to survive the holidays a little bit last year, and this year I have a few more renditions and additions to put on top of this. So we're going to have about 4 or 5 different subjects to start off on. And we're going to start from the generalized to very specific ways in order to navigate and survive holidays with family, by yourself, with old traditions, creating your new ones, and so on. So first and foremost, have reasonable expectations. Your holiday season might not live up to everything that you want it to be, especially if you don't have well-defined goals. So if you're feeling lately that Christmas and the New Year coming doesn't feel special, it's possible that you might not be bringing over traditions from your childhood, or those traditions actually bring up very negative connotations and thoughts for you, and so you should shift away from them. So if you remember fondly going to Christmas markets or going to the more affluent neighborhoods in your city and seeing all the Christmas lights that people set up and like driving by, I remember doing that kind of stuff and I really enjoyed it. And it was a way that I could celebrate Christmas as a kid, but my parents didn't have to put all the time and money and effort into decorating like our own front of house. And so it was still really nice. And that's something that I really do enjoy, but I don't do very much of it lately. But I live in New York City, and they have a bunch of little Christmas markets in various parks all around the city, so I'm making an effort to go to those and look at all the little tiny decorations and knickknacks that they have for sale, go to ice rinks, see the decorated Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, and just take a moment to enjoy those moments and be really present in what's going on at the moment. Also, there are times where you might be with family members who say hurtful or negative things about your certain life choices. It's important for you to acknowledge that only you have the ability to respond to any sort of injuries that do occur in conversation by seeking a cure or a fix for your ailment rather than furthering the pain. And I'll go more in depth into how to deal with doubters later on. And whatever the situation might be occurring, except that you only have control over your own thoughts and actions through anything that you do in life. And that helps you mend more quickly and thoroughly. So if someone doesn't really like the job industry that you work in, they don't like your significant other, those are their thoughts, and you can't necessarily change them. You could give them facts, you can give them various different points of argument, but at the end of the day, if someone doesn't like someone or doesn't like the company you work for, all right, sorry buddy, like, we'll agree to disagree and move on. And what helps doing that as well too is to not focus on the negative and shift your mindset into gratitude. There are plenty of studies over the years that have shown, for instance, the University of California, Davis, and University of Miami shows that there's been an investigation that counting your blessings versus your burdens, being gratuitous and thankful for your well-being in everyday life, makes you a happier person. You reduce the stress and anxiety that you have in your life. It improves all intimate and professional relationships and promotes physical health. I'm sure you've heard of like mind over matter. If you focus on the positives, for instance, for me, I might be a little chubby, but it's really not that big of a deal because I know that I'm eating well. I know that I'm taking care of myself. I know that I'm having all the vitamins and minerals that I should have. And if I'm not, I adjust based off of what my general practitioner says and what I know about my body. I go to the gym at least 3 or 4 times a week, and I can see myself getting stronger. So I might not be a certain person's ideal of beauty, and I'm not attractive to them. But guess what? That doesn't matter because I do not control their thoughts or their actions, and I can only control mine. And so if I shift my mindset and be like, yes, I like myself. I like the way that I look. I like the strength that I carry inside myself and the strength that I'm able to physically showcase. That's much more important, to be able to switch your mindset and be like, well, I'm never going to be an Amazonian woman who's 6'6" and 120 pounds. There are some people who fit that, and that's wonderful for them, but that's never going to be me, and that's okay. So being comfortable and happy with what I have, and being having gratitude that I'm able to go to the gym, and I'm able to work full time, and I'm able to have high-speed internet where I can stream and share these thoughts and opinions about how to go through life with people, are all things that are really important to be able to reduce stress and anxiety, especially during the holiday season, and especially with seasonal changes. So a lot of us might feel that we slip into like a depressive mood or episode once we realize that winter is here. The sun is going down later and later. There's a lot more overcast because it's rainy or snowy or just blah outside. And being able to uptake more vitamin D, taking supplements, drinking more milk, spending a little bit of time outside when you can. So during your lunch break, for instance, or getting up a little bit earlier and just doing a walk around your neighborhood quickly are all things that you can do to elevate this funk that you might be in. And if those type of changes and shift to gratitude mindsets and so on aren't really making things better, I highly recommend talking to your general practitioner, a psychologist, and say, hey, I know how to do these self-care tips. I've been following them for years, and I realized that the shift to winter just really isn't working currently. Like, I think I might need a little extra help, and that's okay. It's good to use all the tools that we have in society in order to better yourself as a person. That's how humans became the top of like every food chain. We're not necessarily the strongest or the most agile or the most fearsome animal on the planet, but because we know how to use tools and we know how to teach each other certain aspects of how to live life, we've become stronger. And so we still need to keep that mindset within the back of our mind. So I talked a little bit about self-care just a moment ago. What exactly is self-care? Sometimes it is very simple. Just being able to cut yourself and others slack. Realizing that sometimes you might have unreasonable expectations that your holiday dinner is going to go perfectly, or you're going to get this deadline for work finished right away. You have to realize that other people have different things on their calendars, different personal situations that are weighing on their mind and draining their own emotional and mental strength as well too. And just being able throughout the whole entire year to be able to say, hey, it's okay, let's work through this together, let's get it done together. And it might not be perfect, and that's okay. Try to sort or leave everything in a good place for work or school before you take your time off. I know that's really stressful for me as well too. I'm not technically taking time off. I'm working from home until the new year, but that also means that occasionally I might have to go into the office. So preparing myself for that, waking up early, taking a shower, making sure I'm on top of my emails and so on, and doing what is asked of me by other departments to make sure that everyone else can also take the Christmas break off, the New Year's Eve break off, and enjoy themselves, because they know, like, okay, we didn't get this project done yet, but when we come back in January, we'll get it sorted. Everything is fine. And giving yourself and others that slack and that reassurance is very important as well, too. Another really good one for self-care is having no phone zones. So, for instance, I do my best to minimize TV and phone usage in the bedroom. I might check my Instagram or Reddit really quick before I go to sleep just to see kind of what the news stories are, see some selfies of my friends. But once it goes over like about 10 minutes or so, I make sure my phone's on the charger. I put it down and just put my eye cover on and relax, count sheep, think about all the cool things I'm going to do over the weekend, like sleep more and eat chocolate and play video games, and that helps relax me. Something I like thinking about a lot to make myself fall asleep in video games is thinking about the game that I'm playing right now. So, for instance, the console, Red Dead Redemption 2, Spider-Man, and think about, okay, I just finished this mission. I wonder what's going to happen next. And coming up with all these sort of ideas gives your brain something to think about while you sleep, and it drifts you off to bed rather than thinking about, oh my gosh, at work, okay, I have to get up early, I have to get into the office an hour earlier, I need to answer this email from this person, and I need to get on this call with this person who's in this other time zone. Bedtime is supposed to be relaxed time. Just chill out, just enjoy the 6 to 9 hours that you are dead to the world. You need to rest, you need to recharge, you need to take care of yourself. And it might feel like, oh, it's just such a waste of time. It's not. You need to refill yourself, just like your car needs to refuel on gasoline or electricity, depending on what you have. Just like your computer sometimes needs to restart when things are acting all wonky and such. Sometimes you need to replace the RAM sticks in your computer, and so on and so forth. Your body needs to do the same thing every night. You need to take care of yourself. Also, don't relinquish your self-control and be assertive. Learn to say no. It's okay to say no. If your boss is like, hey, is this deadline going to be met today? I know I just asked you about this yesterday, but can I do this? Be like, I'm sorry, it's not in my scope today. I am working diligently on it, but I do have a few other projects that are grabbing my attention. I'll update you in 2 hours to let you know where I'm at, but I don't think that I'll be able to maneuver my schedule very much. I'm sorry, but I know this is important to you. I'm working on it. Also, in regards to the holidays, make plans with your friends and family. If you have a tradition of having a holiday dinner the weekend before Christmas and you haven't done it in a while because your mom was always the one who invited you over to your cousin's house or something, call them up and be like, hey, are we doing this dinner again? And they'll be like, oh gosh, yeah, you just haven't come by in a few years. We thought you were busy with school and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I am busy, but I would love to see you guys. It's been a few years. Or on the flip side, I know that sometimes family is a touchy subject for people. You might not want to hang out with great Aunt Linda and her judgmental ways, and that's all right. You might be able to say, hey, I'm sorry, great aunt, I'm going to miss your delectable pumpkin pie this year, but I have a horrible deadline at work, or I need to focus on my getting an internship for school, so I'm doing some interviews over winter break, and unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make the trip out to your town. Wishing you the best. I'll send you a Christmas card. See you next year. Those kind of things you can say as well too. Realizing when to say no and when to say yes is very important. Also, this is something that you should remember throughout your whole entire year, your whole entire life. Social media is a beautiful and tragic thing. Usually social media is only the best and brightest and photoshopped highlights of someone's life. And it does not encompass negative days or awkward times in between their perfect vacations and their highest sub count and their wonderful family life. Some people have really wonderful lives, that's true. And there isn't much for them to complain about. That is also true. But just because you are not experiencing that perfection that you see on social media does not mean that you do not have a good life. That does not mean that that person doesn't have trials and tribulations of their own to go through. And just reel it back. Don't have to be on social media all day, every day. I recommend turning off notifications. Don't get pings when you get likes and retweets, or, oh, this notification, this person retweeted this one thing. Turn off all those direct notifications and stuff, and only check social media a few times a day. When you're on the toilet really quick, when you're waiting for the elevator, and that's it. Just a few minutes every day. Don't go crazy. I enjoy social media just as much as anyone else. I am a streamer, so it is something that I have to engage in, but I'm not going to obsess about it. There are some times where I'll feel myself saying like, oh man, I wish I got that sponsorship, or oh, if I just streamed more, I would have more subs, and I would be partnered on Twitch by now, and I would have hundreds of people watching me, and then it's like, whoa, reel it back, JessyQuil. Girl. You have a wonderful full-time job and career that you're working through right now. I just did a 5-course certificate that takes a full semester in 2.5 months. I beat that motherfucker into submission. I got 95+% on it. I got a raise at work because of it. Those are amazing things. I should be proud. I should be grateful that I have these opportunities. But I'm not going to blast it all over social media because that might make other people feel bad. And also, like, I'm not a very braggy person either. So it's like, I'll put it in my Discord. I'll tell some, like, close friends about it. But, like, I don't need to put it on my Instagram and my Twitter and my Facebook and my, like, business Facebook and on my link. Well, I do put it on my LinkedIn because it's a living resume. But, like, you know, it's okay. I can succeed, and I do not have to showcase that to the world. I can fail, and I do not have to showcase that to the world. I can have just this is a normal day. I do not have to showcase that to everyone else, because everyone else is experiencing those things. And it is good to talk about them, to be able to let other people know, hey, I'm experiencing difficulties or successes or meh things in life too. And that's why I do these talks once in a while too, to let you know, like, girl, it's okay. Just chillax. Everything's fine. So, reel it back and realize 2019 is your year, because you will make it what you want. You will change your degree in school if you are not happy with your direction. You will study and take internships in interesting and related things, but not perfectly related to your degree, because that's, you know, it's okay. You're experimenting. You are going to work for that promotion at work. You are going to do new job interviews because you do not like the toxic culture at your workplace. You will work towards making sure that you have a healthy and non-toxic relationship with your significant other, with your parents, with your siblings. And sometimes, yes, that does mean breaking up. That does mean going no contact with narcissists. That does mean not being a friend with someone anymore, because you need to look out for you, and you need to put your health mentally, physically, and emotionally first, because if you are not in a stable place, how are you supposed to help other people? I'm not saying we have to be perfect. I'm someone who gets anxious sometimes. I get depressive episodes sometimes. I just had a few this week, and because I do know a lot about psychology and self-help and self-care, I'm able to do a lot of that soul-searching and thoughtfulness myself. But there are times where I do need to realize I need to lean on my husband a little bit, or let my manager know that, hey, it's a hard week for me. I am doing my best to balance all these projects we have before the year is over. And not everyone has that type of support, and I understand that, and I am very grateful, and I am very lucky that I have these opportunities. But those are things that I have also worked towards for many, many years, to be able to be in these good enough of positions in my life. So plan for the new year. If you're not going to see some friends and family during Christmas, that's okay. Plan something for the end of January. Hey, let's go to the winter market's still open. Let's go and get like a cute little fuzzy chew toy for our dogs, and then we could like go to the dog park together or something. Or, hey, you know what? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's go get a hot cup of chocolate together during lunch break at work. So that also gives you a time where it's like, oh, I could only meet for 30 minutes. I have to get back to work, or I have to get back to school. I have a class at 1, those kind of things. To give yourself that kind of separation as well, too. That kind of exiting. is important, because I can enjoy spending time with people, but if I don't have like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to go back to work, or, you know, I promised someone that I'd get on a call with them later this afternoon. And sometimes those can be white lies. Sometimes you just gotta go. You could be on the phone with someone and be like, hey girl, really enjoyed our conversation. I gotta scrub the grout in my bathroom and I need both hands for it. I'll talk to you later. And sit in your pajamas and watch Netflix for the rest of the night. It's okay. You don't necessarily owe everyone an absolute explanation to why you're making certain decisions. If you are putting your best effort forward and you're not stretching yourself thin, and you are taking care of yourself and the select few beloved ones that you have in your life, and you have a little bit of extra time and effort to be able to put in other people and grow and maintain and flourish other relationships, do it. But if you don't, that's okay too. We all can't be social, beautiful, big ass butterflies as much as we want to. I'm not. I'm good at like talking to people. I like talking to people. I like learning about them. I like being friends with people, but like, I'm not clingy. I'm also someone, like, my best friend since high school is a gay dude, and we text each other like once every 3 months, like remember the 5th of November and his birthday. And also like we're into astrological signs and everything, so it's like once in a while we'll talk about things like that too. We also played World of Warcraft together, and so when really cool things happen with the Blood Elves, which is his favorite race, I'll like text him an article about it, and that's fine. Like, I still consider him a good friend, but I don't have to talk to him every day. We're doing our own thing. We live in different states. We have different job industries, all these sort of things, and that's all right. He's coming to my stream once or twice a year, just being say, hey girl, hey, and that's it, and like, I'm okay with that. But that's just me. Like, you also have to realize that the energy sometimes that you put forward into someone will not be reciprocated. Sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't be permanently, and that is a normal fluctuation in life, and you have to adjust for that. You have to realize that. So, how's everyone doing so far? We're about halfway through. How's everyone feeling? Everyone okay with this? Extra hype, feeling the inspiration. Hello, DZ. Welcome. How you doing, friend? Supplements. Too much of a change. Figured they can't really hurt. Yeah, I think it's also, you need to make sure that you eat them with a full meal. And then also, your body can't process a bunch of vitamins and minerals and supplements all at once. So sometimes you might have to you split your pill usage in the morning into the night. So, for instance, zinc and magnesium is great to take right before bed because it helps as a sleep aid. But your multivitamin and testosterone boosters are probably better either in the morning or right before a workout to give you that extra boost of energy. So you just have to figure out what's best for you and what works for you. I really, really, really recommend making sure you have vitamin D supplements. That is a huge deficit of a very essential and important vitamin that many people go through. And even if you're someone who hasn't been diagnosed with any sort of depression, people could still get depressive episodes. You can get really fucking sad when the seasons change, or when you get passed up for a promotion, or you get rejected for a date. And vitamin D helps out with that a lot. And since a lot of us spend so much time inside, either because we're gaming or because we're working or because we're studying, and we're not getting that natural vitamin D from the sun, which we have evolved to do, definitely keep that on the lookout. Very important. I did not have very many traditions this time of year either, Guan Yu. And that was partly because I didn't live with my parents anymore. So I didn't have a Christmas tree. I didn't have Christmas decorations up for like 2-3 years. And I didn't realize how it's made me so sad and cynical about the holidays. And I'm like, hold up, can't do that. I love holidays. What you talking about? And so this year I decorated for Halloween to the nines. We had cobwebs everywhere because I stopped cleaning. You know, you saw the pumpkins and stuff. We have a Christmas tree back here on my stream too. I have a Christmas tree in my living room. I have fake poisonetta, like banners and stockings and all of this cutesy stuff to remind me of Christmas. And it's helped a lot, for sure. No, I don't think there's any correlation to that whatsoever, Silver. Poisonetta. Poisetta? Poisonetta? Poinsettia. It's like a red, leafy plant. It's really toxic to cats and dogs. Poinsettia. Yeah, look it up and you'll see diverse spurge family, indigenous to Mexico, particularly known for its red and green foliage, widely used in Christmas floral displays. Poinsettia, yeah. So, as we talk more about self-care, make sure you stay positive with self-messages of affirmation. I am strong. I am hardworking. I am a good daughter. I am a wonderful wife. I am a good streamer. I am a nice friend. And there are times where I am not those things, because we cannot be perfect all the time, and that's okay. But overall, overarchingly, I'm a pretty wonderful human being. Sure, I could be better in some things, but I could definitely be a hell of a lot worse. And I've grown as a human being, and that is important to keep in mind. Love yourself. Care about yourself. So what are some other things other than like saying nice things about yourself and all that kind of stuff that I talked about earlier? Take a nice relaxing shower and bath. Get some really wonderful bath and body soaps. Listen to music while you're in the shower. Light some candles. Have some tea beforehand. Mindfully breathe. Do some light yoga and stretching. Be very focused on what's going on right now. So for instance, right now what's playing is Skyrim Atmospheres. And I just take about 30 seconds, either every morning or every night before I go to bed. Brush my teeth. Turn off the lights in the bathroom. Sit down. And just listen to a random 30 seconds within this song, this atmospheric soundtrack of Skyrim, because it's just so relaxing. It's full of nature. You can hear the wind. There's chimes. There's some like wolves and such howling in the background occasionally. Very light instruments. And because I've also used it so much over the years, just being able to listen to this puts me into such a good mood. I use it in the background of every single one of my PsychologiQuils as well too. So once I put this on, I am like, yes, I am fierce. I am intelligent. I have wonderful things to say to my Quillective. And that puts me into that mindset. So just being able to breathe, sit comfortably, sit down in a nice chair, turn off all distractions, lower the lights, don't listen to TV, and just feel your body. You can start with your toes and relax the muscles that you have in them. Just let go. And then you feel that, and you slowly inch up your heel to your Achilles tendon, to your ankles, to your calves, and then go slowly up. And tell yourself that's what you're doing. And once you get to your knees, double check on your toes. Are my toes still relaxed? Am I holding tension in them? Let me relax that. Just breathe very slowly and calmly. And then go up my thighs and to your hips, to your stomach. Realize how your stomach feels. Are you hungry? Are you full? Are you satisfied? Are you thirsty? These are all things that you might be, that you need to assess, put a little check mark on after you finish your meditation. Go up to your lungs. Are you breathing in nicely? Do you feel a little congested in your nasal cavity? Is your throat dry? Is it easy to breathe? And then a big one for me is just relax the shoulders and the back. Just kind of let it loose. The same with your neck. Just kind of let it go down. Don't hurt yourself. Don't just drop your neck, but just very slowly and deliberately. Just relax. Maybe roll your neck a little bit. Loosen it up a little. Just let the muscles know, hey, I'm here. You're working, I'm working. Let's just focus on each other. Roll your shoulders a little bit, whatever's comfortable for you, because obviously some of us have physical ailments or disabilities that don't let us do all of that. And then get to your fingers, wiggle them a little bit. Remember your toes. Am I still relaxing my legs? Yes, okay. And then eventually you get up to your head and you think about, what am I thinking about right now? I'm very relaxed. I'm listening to Skyrim Atmospheres. I'm talking to my Quillective. I'm very comfortable in this chair right now. I should probably get up soon just to kind of stretch, get the blood flowing. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours now. I need to get more water. I finished my water already. Do some stretching like this. Hands up, get the blood flowing. Stretch this a little bit, help my shoulders, and so on. Get to my head, give it a little scratch. Feel my skull. Feel my neck and everything. Take a deep breath. That's a very basic starting of mindful breathing. Just feel very into yourself. Realize, yeah, I felt kind of uncomfortable about a minute ago. And I talked it out. I realized, I've been sitting for a while. I should probably stand up, get some more water, do a little bit of stretching. I'm going to do that soon. Okay, cool. And yeah, hardcore yoga and Pilates and that stuff isn't for everyone. Yoga also just is namaste and relaxing and being mindful of yourself. Those are all important parts about yoga too. It's not just upward, down, dog, upside down, screwdriver stuff. You don't have to go insane about that. But mindfulness, just be into yourself and all right. I'm feeling a little stressed right now in my shoulder. Did I take my pain medicine? Did I tweak it too much at the gym? Did I do something incorrectly? All right, let me adjust and fix it. Yeah, mindfulness helps so much. It also helps you focus on the here and now. You can do it while you're on the way to like a Christmas party or something, so you could focus once you get there on, I'm here to hang out with some friends, some family, some coworkers for an hour or two, enjoy myself, have nice hors d'oeuvres, have some good conversation, just be mindful. Okay, I'm going to be doing this, so let me just relax, let me feel myself, let me relax my muscles. It's a different level of consciousness, but it's so helpful. I've been doing it for like 2-ish years now, and you don't have to do it every day. Maybe just once a week when you have 5 minutes to set up. Turn everything off in your house, light some candles, put the dimmer light on, and just feel yourself. I'm feeling myself. That kind of thing. So, come up with your own traditions. Respark childhood ones. We talked about that a little bit. I'm going to go to Christmas and winter markets in parks in Manhattan. That's fun to do, even if you don't buy anything. Just looking at cutesy little things is like, oh, it's Christmas. We have ice rinks in different parks as well, too, like the Rockefeller Center ice rink. I'm never going to ice skate myself. I am way too uncoordinated and frightful of it, but I will watch other people and enjoy it as well, too. The Christmas season, also, the winter season releases a bunch of really cool games. Think about one that you want to play. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Spider-Man just released a DLC today. There's so many different things that you could play. You can also go back and play a game that meant a lot to you in your childhood. Maybe there was a game that you got for Christmas one year and you played it all throughout winter break when you were a kid. Go and revisit it. For instance, like Left 4 Dead is something that was really important growing up for me too. Knights of the Republic, Star Wars is another one. Sometimes I watch Aladdin. It's my favorite Disney movie. The second one is Mulan. And I also love Harry Potter. Jeff and I are watching all the Harry Potters over winter break together because it also just invokes this like sort of Christmassy feeling for me too, because I went to all of the movie releases with my family. And so like family also reminds me of Christmas, and it's just a nice thing because I can't be with my family right now, so watching Harry Potter helps make me feel better. And then also make your own traditions. So if that's a little harder for me to think of, because I can't really think of like any other new traditions that I've really made, but I'm just kind of re-sparking old ones or putting a slight adult twist onto them now. Maybe that could be getting away. You're an adult now. You have potentially disposable money or personal time off. Take a few extra days off and like go to Key West. Enjoy yourself. Like, enjoy the nice warm weather somewhere else for a weekend. That could be your tradition. So the next section that we have is how to indulge and enjoy yourself over the holiday season without overindulging. So you might be on a dietary plan. You might be on a strict exercise regimen to either gain or lose weight or maintain. Please be flexible and be kind to yourself. Don't skip early meals like breakfast and lunch for your dinner parties. A registered dietitian named Justin Campbell has said that low blood sugar from hunger increases your cortisol levels. Cortisol is a stress hormone. It leads to cravings for fatty, salty, and sugary foods. The stress of regulating your blood sugar during mega consumption of junk food depresses our immune systems and can make you sick. So maybe you might not want to have a huge grand English breakfast, but have a scrambled egg, have a piece of toast with some avocado on it. Make sure that you are fueling yourself, because you still have to go through the rest of the day until you get to the dinner party at 8 p.m. You still have like 12 hours of a day. Take care of yourself. Also, turn down larger slices and go for smaller nibbles and tastes. So don't fill up your plate right away like, oh my gosh, there's mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I will eat all the mashed potatoes that someone puts out on any plate, on any table for me. But let me wait to see what everything has been put down. Okay, we got some turkey over there. Ooh, we got some mashed cauliflower. Cool. I love mashed cauliflower. Very similar to mashed potatoes. Maybe I'll go for that because it's a little bit healthier. And also, it's harder for me to make at home. And that's also an important part of eating out or going to parties. Trying things that you don't make very often for yourself. So, like, if there is jalapeno poppers that were really spicy and had like cheese in them, for instance, at my company party, I had like 4 of those. They were so good. And because they were spicy, God, my mouth is watering. Because they were spicy, I couldn't have very much of them because it was like, but it's like, oh, that's something that I can't really make myself because I haven't looked into it. But like, I love jalapeno and I love cheese. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I skipped over the guacamole and chips because it's like, well, I had a little bit of it, but like, it's something that like I didn't have to fill myself up on because like I could get guacamole and chips anywhere, but that kind of thing. So eat what you love. Yes, go for the mashed potatoes. Go for the sweet bean casserole, green bean casserole. Go for the honey glazed ham, but just take a few slices of it and be mindful while you eat as well too. You know, pick it up, eat it. Put your fork down and just really enjoy the sensations, the texture, the taste, what's going on. Pay attention to someone's conversation and maybe contribute to that conversation. You don't have to scarf down your food right away. Also, make sure you eat before you start drinking alcohol. That might not be completely feasible depending on the type of event you're going to, but it is important to keep in mind. Even if you're like at a bar, they always do have some sort of like bar food, finger food. Get some chicken wings with sauce on the side. That's usually a really good for almost any diet, unless of course you are non-animal based diet. But for most people, sauce on the side, really, really good. For everything, for for salads, for meats and so on. And feel free to treat yourself. Make a deal with yourself that like, yes, I will have cake, I will have cookies, I will have brownies, but I am only going to have 2 at this holiday party. So I am going to be very picky and choosy. Okay, yeah, there's some chocolate chip cookies there. I could get chocolate chip cookies any time of the year. But, oh my goodness, there's that peppermint bark with some ginger on it. That is really interesting. I like both of those things, and I only really have it at Christmas. I'm going to have a little bite of that morsel. So, Nix the guilt as well too. Like I said, be flexible, be kind to yourself. You might gain a pound over the holiday season. You might gain 2. Hell, might even be 5 because of water weight and everything. That's okay. That's okay. You might lose weight because you're not going to the gym as much and you didn't get muscle gains like you wanted. That's okay too. Feel free to forgive yourself for not being perfect. Feel free to be human. You will get back on that horse very shortly. You have been diligent and working hard towards your goal for such a long time. It's okay to slip up for 1 week out of the year because you were enjoying the holidays and you were enjoying time with your friends, with your family, with yourself, making your own traditions, keeping up the old ones. Whatever you plan to do, it's okay. But at the same time, try to keep up good habits like exercise. And if you're someone who weighs yourself every morning after you go to the restroom and you have the ability to do it because there's a scale there, still do it. So you can see, oh my goodness, after that Christmas Eve holiday party, I gained 5 pounds. But guess what? January 7th, I lost a total of weight since December 1st. I did it. I got rid of that water weight. I got rid of that sugar baby. And yeah. So, you might be at a hotel. You might be at your great aunt's house. They don't have your amazing home gym set up or your favorite gym down the block from your neighborhood. Do some body weights. Go for a quick jog. Volunteer to take the dogs for a walk if whoever you're with has dogs. You can get a little bit of exercise in. Just get the blood flowing and pumping. That's all right. And while you're eating, while you're drinking, concentrate and enjoy every morsel. Don't mindlessly munch on the guac and chips. Don't mindlessly sip and, oh yeah, buddy, okay, yeah. You just be mindful of what you're doing. Be moderate about what you're doing. And it's okay if you're going to stay up and you're going to stay out and you're going to live up the life. But try to keep a solid sleep schedule. Practice your good health hygiene. Get an eye mask. Maybe you can make your alarm a little bit later because it is holiday break. But if you're expected to show up to something before noon, probably wake up before 10 so you have enough time to do some mindful meditation. Take a nice relaxing shower. Have some toast and scrambled eggs. And then have time to be able to get to your destination on time. And so, finally, another very practical thing that we're going to talk about is dealing with the doubters that occur, especially at family functions at holiday parties. Please remember that their grievances have little to do with you. People gossip, start trouble because there isn't very much else that's interesting in their lives to focus on. They're retired, their kids have moved out, They're going to focus on whatever little interesting things and gossip are going to happen. And questioning other people's life decisions and choices are a way for other people to prove their own superiority while protecting themselves from any sort of criticism in the process, says Alan King, a PhD. Christina Hibbert, a PhD in clinical psychology and author of This Is How We Grow, says, highly critical people are not often happy with themselves. When they see in someone else something that they're lacking or wish they had, they feel a need to criticize it. Their fault finding might be a projection of how they're worried that they fall short. Preston Nye, a communications study professor, says, once you realize that what someone else is saying is really just about them, you'll find that their words don't disempower you as much as they do beforehand. And if there are things that are sore spots, oh, why don't you have a girlfriend? Oh, why don't you have a job yet? Oh, you're still living in a rented apartment? Aren't you like 35? Things like that. It might hurt. Take a note of it and talk to a beloved, trusted person, your significant other, your best friend from high school. Maybe even your therapist might be that trusted person that you need to talk to who has an impartial eye and be like, you know, should I feel bad that I'm like living in my mom's basement and I don't have a job? And someone will be able to reel you back and be like, girl, no, you are taking care of her while she's going through early onset Alzheimer's. You are doing like God's work. You are being the best son, the best daughter you can be right now. Or your therapist or your significant other, like your friend or something, could be like, you know, you are kind of biting into your savings and, you know, you've been crashing on my couch for a while. Maybe we should start looking at job interviews together. Maybe we should kick 2019 into gear and make it your year. So if it's hard to get out of those conversations, there are a few things that you can do, which the game that we're playing, the council, actually suggests to us through these dialogue conversations. The three main things while you're in the conversation are use I language, say thank you, but, and answer their question with another diversion. And then finally, excuse yourself, take 10, take a break. So, I language. I prefer to be single while I focus on starting my career. I love my relationship and my partner. I enjoy my work industry. It fits my skill set. I'm happy with this decision that I made, and I don't see a problem with it. But thank you for your concern. It is noted. Or, if they're asking, why haven't you found a job after college? Oh, do you know of any good companies around that are hiring right now? Could you put me in touch with one of them? I would love the help, Aunt Myrtle. Thank you so much for bringing this up. Or, yeah, it's a little dry out there for my industry, but how's your daughter's new job going? I heard that she moved across the country. How are you feeling about that? Are you going to be able to visit her soon? And then if those kind of diversions or re-questionings aren't working, excuse yourself to go refill your drink. Or say, you know what, I'm going to go help and check on the kitchen, making sure everything's ready for dinner. Or, you know, I'm sorry, I have to go to the restroom. I've been holding it ever since I got here. And move on and get yourself out of that situation. It's not perfect, but those are all different things that you can try to do to avoid awkward family conversations during the holidays. So overall, the overall arching thought process of how to survive the holidays is have reasonable expectations. Make sure that you are engaging in yourself in self-care. Indulge and enjoy yourself, but don't overdo it. Everything in moderation. And deal with the doubters with eloquence and civility as much as possible. So that is my PsychologiQuil, my focus mental health discussion on surviving the holidays. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was enjoyable because I enjoyed it. So, thank you. Thank you. Does everything make sense so far? Everyone good with this? Anything you'd like to add? Hello, Jeff. Hello, Guan Yu. It is from the heart and from research. Thank you, Sips. Hello, Great Gamer. Thank you so much for spreading the love. Welcome on in. Guan Yu, you know who I was talking about a little bit during that conversation. Love yourself. Neighbors will come upstairs, find you passed out drunk, and Christmas music blasting these holidays. I mean, if that's what you're into. They teach you about eating before you give alcohol. That makes sense. Is that what you meant? I love cheat days too. They're important. They're really important. Hello, Armor. Welcome on in. Yeah, and yoga's not great for everyone. It takes a lot of effort. It's a very strong and hard thing. I mean, yeah, everyone pretty much has a vitamin D deficiency because we're not getting enough ultraviolet rays. I'm going to hit you in the throat right now if you don't shut your judgy mouth. Well, That is I language. Very good. Very good. I would also throw in a thank you for your concern, but I am going to hit you in the throat right now because I am feeling very agitated by this conversation because of your judgy mouth. Wait, we need to fix that end part. Because I feel like your mouth is judging me. There we go. All the I language. Meditated yourself into sleepiness. No problem, Silver. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sleep well. By the way, Saturday morning book club. What we're doing in 2 weekends from now. Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. The triumphant, turbulent stories of behind how video games are made. I got the paperback version by Jason Schreider. There's that Amazon link. Hashtag affiliate. Hashtag ad. If you want to be a part of that conversation and read that book and enjoy our next Saturday morning book club, that is what we're doing at the end of December. Thank you for being here, Silver. Thank you. All right. So like I said in my conversation, I am going to stretch really quick. Jeff just came home. I'm going to check on him. And I will be back to let you know what we are doing next. You don't do the holidays?
Granny, what did I just say? I just said do the holidays.